I wanted to talk about is blue tansy. And the reason I want to talk about blue tansy is that this oil doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. We know blue tansy because it's already in balance. We know blue tansy is in our deep blue. And so we're very familiar with blue tansy as an oil. Everyone has experienced it at some point, but whether or not they knew that they were experiencing blue tansy is a different issue. So with blue tansy, the first thing I want to talk about, we know lots of basic stuff about blue tansy. So I'm like getting thrown off. Lots of things we know about blue tansy. First of all, anytime you look up blue tansy, you're going to see things about skin. It's really great for the skin. Really great for mood. It's really good for wrinkles, blemishes. Blue tansy was just highlighted in one of the top magazines. I think it was Vogue or something like that. I'm trying to remember, Vanity Fair maybe. One of the big magazines just said blue tansy is the secret to wrinkles and looking young. And so it's a big deal all over the place for skin. We see it in skin. When blue tansy is in a skincare product, it's going to cost you extra money. Some of these skincare products are up over the hundreds, right? Hundreds of dollars. Blue tansy, this little 5 milliliter bottle, is $83, I think, wholesale and $113 retail. So it's not cheap. And when I first got blue tansy in my convention kit, I didn't even make the connection to how valuable it was. And I was giving everybody a drop here and there because it's so cool. It's actually blue. It's Moroccan tansy, right? And so when it's distilled, it reacts to the copper and it turns blue. That's Chamomile. And so that's the thing that's really great for our skin. And so I was giving everybody drops here and there, like, look how it turns your skin blue, haha. And then I realized that it's, you know, like $1 a drop. And so then you get to be a little bit more stingy with your blue tansy. Except for that's why this BOGO is crazy awesome, because when you buy one, you get Roman chamomile and tea tree for free. So it drops the overall cost of these oils a ton. So with blue tansy, the main thing I want to talk about that often you might not hear about, because everyone's busy talking about blue tansy for the skin. Blue tansy is great for the skin, but it's also really good for inflammation, the inflammation pathway. It is a major disruptor of the inflammation cascade. So where is that applicable in your life? When I say inflammation, what does that even mean? We always tie inflammation to like the big things, the horrible things. Inflammation, you're talking like bug bites. Blue tansy is second to none when it comes to dabbing it on a bug bite and seeing it go down really quickly. Blue tansy is really great for any kind of flare-up of the skin. Anytime that it's red, itchy, scratchy. Anytime you're dealing with seasonal allergies. This is not an internal oil. So what you want to do if you're wanting to use this for your allergies is use it topical. So you take some fractionated coconut oil, one beautiful drop of blue tansy, 2 came out, and then I'm going to show you how brilliantly blue this is, right? So it totally turns you blue temporarily, and then you want to use it when you're using it for allergies along the back of your neck, underneath your ears, right? All where this sinus type drainage occurs, and then make sure you're inhaling it the whole time. And then for extra, just like rub it on your wrinkles. I have a wrinkle right there that like when I get dehydrated, it comes out. And see, it'll be blue for a little bit and then my skin will absorb it. By the end of this call, you won't even know it was there. So it's one of the things, it's featured heavily in a lot of different aromatherapy texts, blue tansy is. And they will always call it by its scientific name. So it won't usually be blue tansy. It isn't usually even Moroccan tansy. It's going to be the Tanacetum annum. And I'm sure that I said that not right at all. But in this book, which we talk about all the time, my very favorite essential oil Bible, in this book, he talks about the inflammation and the part of it that inhibits the transcription of inflammation. So it actually stops the cascade of events. It says here, It works at an early stage of the inflammation cascade, preventing the synthesis of the proteins that would transmit inflammation. Experience in the aromatherapy community suggests that this oil is non-toxic, and its liberal addition to preparations for topical or inhalation use is free of risks. So he's the bad mamma jamma when it comes to talking about essential oils. And he says use it liberally, and I do. So you may have followed along here if you're watching on Facebook. You may have seen that we did a big Tansy big toe challenge where you put blue Tansy on your big toe. That's because blue Tansy has the emotional benefits of action, getting you going, getting you moving, getting you out of feeling stuck and overwhelmed. And the big toe is what connects to our brain and where we process things. So that is why we put it there, and we do it every single day for 30 days straight. And everybody was having great results. And some people were feeling the results super quick in unexpected ways. So blue Tansy is one of those oils. It's rare, it's precious, it's expensive, and you want to get it when you can get it on sale. You want to get it. I usually buy blue Tansy with my points that I get from my LRP. This month we're getting our max on BOGOs because this is just too great of a deal for these essential oils that we use almost every day. Blue Tansy and yarrow are in my everyday skincare routine for my face. So again, blue Tansy, magical, everybody needs it, everybody wants it, and it's one of those essential oils that people don't tend to react to. Kids do really well with blue Tansy. I dilute it, put it in a roller ball. All of my kids have a blue Tansy for when they have skin stuff. It's just all around a really great oil, and a little goes a super long way. I love to diffuse it with citrus. Love it, love it, love it. So get it in your toolbox. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile is Roman chamomile, when I first enrolled at dōTERRA, Roman chamomile was not available. It's very hard to source with high therapeutic qualities. Roman chamomile as a plant is very common. You can grow chamomile in your backyard garden, and so people are always like, it's not super rare. It's not super hard to find. But when dōTERRA is seeking out essential oils for therapeutic properties, they have really high standards because they want the essential oil to work right every single time you use it. So anyone who's been in the essential oil field for a long time, herbs, right? Anybody who has been in the natural community knows essential oils used to be a crapshoot. Sometimes they would work, sometimes they wouldn't work. Sometimes it would be magic. Other times you're like, I don't really think that did anything, right? And that's what dōTERRA has really fixed, is that every time you open a bottle of essential oil from dōTERRA, you're getting the exact same chemical profile as before. So they have really high standards for the Roman chamomile because a true Roman chamomile with the proper chemical compounds can be used massively different ways than your average standard garden variety chamomile. When grown right, when harvested right, and distilled properly, it's going to have different chemical components, high in esters. That may not make a whole ton of difference to anybody knowing that, but things that you want to think about with esters is that they're calming. And so they're going to cool things off. So bee and hornet stings, right? Wasp stings. This is when chamomile and blue tansy, you want to have them together. You want to use these together. I have a whole concoction I use with a plantain, which is a plant, and blue tansy, chamomile, melaleuca, so funny that they're all together, and basil and lavender, and that's what we use for all of our stings. So Roman chamomile, it's calming things down, it's slowing things down, it's cooling things off, so you want to use it for hyperactivity. If you're feeling like you cannot sleep and you're up all night and your mind is racing, fast, slows it down, calms it down. Muscle spasms, menopause, hot flashes, right? Think of anything that's like heat and it cools it down. Rashes. Another thing that both blue tansy and Roman chamomile are excellent at are nerve issues, right? So maybe some spasms, maybe some pain, really good at cooling it off. Roman chamomile is also really good at soothing dry skin. So if you have chronic dry skin, you want to put it in your lotion. It's going to help actually nourish it because of those esters and different things that it contains. It also has beta-caryophyllene, which we talked a lot about because of copaiba and black pepper and melissa. And so beta-caryophyllene is going to interact with your endocannabinoid receptors and kind of help your whole body shift. So Roman chamomile, the top way we use it in this house is nighttime sleep for baby. It helps, my baby is going to be 5 months this week. It helps her sleep like nothing else. Roman chamomile in the diffuser, it's like our BFF for life. Her first day on earth, we used Roman chamomile on her feet and her tummy because the minute this baby was out of my belly, I was like, yes, I want some mac and cheese. And I had a huge bowl of mac and cheese, and turns out baby girl is dairy sensitive. And so she started screaming almost like exactly 3 hours after I had the mac and cheese. And so I diluted the Roman chamomile and I rubbed it on her belly, around her belly button and on her feet. And literally within a minute, I was like, she just stopped crying. And I'm like, did it work that fast? Did I overdose her on essential oils? Oh my gosh. And like, I checked all the dilution rates and everything. I did everything right, but it just worked that fast. And she was so happy. And so anytime that kind of thing comes up, Roman chamomile, when it was unavailable for purchase, we used to keep it like in a lockbox basically for any kind of tummy upset. So anytime anybody puked, we put a little bit around their belly button, and I've never had that not work. So we do Digest Zen up and down the spine, around the belly button, and then dab Roman chamomile there as well. Snap. It's so good for digestion. So, so good. And so sleep, digestion for babies, kiddos, and mama. So calming. You can put a drop into your chamomile tea and it really like boosts it up and makes it even that much more calming, sedating, relaxing. So the third oil we're going to talk about. So Blue Tansy, buy Blue Tansy, get Roman chamomile for free. That would have been enough for me. Just FYI. Don't let dōTERRA find that out. That would have been enough for me. I often will do specials for my customers, and I'll do like, next hour, buy one, get one free. People pick Blue Tansy and Roman chamomile or Blue Tansy and frankincense. Like, that's just a great combo on its own. The fact that you're getting Blue Tansy with a Roman chamomile and melaleuca free, that's crazy sauce. So that's like, you spend like the $83, $85 for the Blue Tansy, get a $45 oil for free and a $23 oil for free. Crazy sauce. So melaleuca, tea tree oil. I just sent out an email last week to all of my customers about melaleuca because it's my very favorite. I think it's a major summer oil. If you're not using tea tree oil every single day, you don't understand its benefits. That's truth, right? So, if you are not using it every day, you don't understand it. I feel like I have to say that again. Tea tree oil is one of those things that you should be using every day in every way. I have tea tree oil in my shampoo, right? I add it when I get my shampoo. I add the tea tree oil. It's great for your scalp. It's great for your hair. I put tea tree oil on my feet, on my toes after the shower, after we go any kind of public pool place where I'm barefoot. I put tea tree oil on toothbrushes before I'm cleaning them. I put tea tree oil is in my cleaning spray. Tea tree oil goes into the toilets right before I scrub them. Tea tree oil is really good for acne, for blemishes, especially hormonal ones for my teens. Tea tree oil we've used it on athlete's foot. I'm thinking just daily basis though. Any kind of cut, scrape, irritation, which happens a lot in this house with young children. We use it on eczema, dry skin. My daughter keeps a melaleuca underneath the bed because it helps her with her energy before she goes to sleep. So it kind of cuts her away from the day. It's got like a very cleansing smell and clears things off. We have used melaleuca for swimmer's ear, for ear aches, ear stuffiness, drainage with allergies, right? Like so many things. It helps with the sinuses. Anytime we have an itchy, scratchy throat, you can just take, what is a new bottle of tea tree oil? You can just take it like this, touch it to your tongue, and within like 2 or 3 minutes, that's going to be gone. Now, that's everyday kind of stuff. Big stuff. Big wow stuff. Okay, melaleuca, you want to use anytime you're battling anything that you would call in the big guns at your doctor. Use it together. This is not Jen telling you to never use any kind of doctor or Western medicine. I'm saying use them together. It's magic. Anytime that you go to the doctor for something, also be using Melaleuca. That's another key, right? You can use it for your feminine systems to keep that healthy if that's out of whack. Your immune system, it's immune building. It protects the liver. Tea tree oil is really good for random things that kids get, cold, flu season, also different things that they pick up in public places, toe fungus, jock itch, like all of those things. If you have boys that play sports, you want to have Melaleuca and maybe, well, don't do it in vodka because they probably couldn't take it into the locker rooms in school, right? So you could do water and witch hazel and Melaleuca and spray it in their sports bag, right? Those kinds of things are really a big deal. Also really good for your oral health. So gums, teeth, tongue, throat, all that. It's really good for sunburns. It's really good for, what are the other things that I wanted to talk about with Melaleuca? Like it gets to the point with tea tree oil where you feel like you're making things up because it's good for everything. And it's good for like random things like, oh yeah, put some tea tree on it. Oh yeah, put some tea tree on it. We put tea tree oil in with our cloth diapers. We put tea tree oil in our body washes. Tea tree oil goes everywhere. One of the big things, I know what it is, especially as people get ready to go back to school. I'm like scanning my notes. What else? Big thing, lice, you guys. Tea tree oil is the thing mice hate it too. Lice hate tea tree oil. Hate it. So whenever we're going to be around a ton of kids and it's questionable, like Olive is in a recital. My middle daughter, she does dance. She's in a recital 2 times a year. And they have like headpieces that they wear. And sometimes they're rented. And it like freaks everybody out. But I'm never freaked out. I'm like, what? Olive's got tea tree oil all over her scalp. They hate it. You can put, same with like fleas and things. You can put tea tree oil and they scatter, right? Hate it. And so there's all sorts of different lice repelling things that you can do so that you never get them. So if you send your kids to school and then you get that letter home saying that there's some kid that has lice, you ain't got to worry about it because your kids are covered. So it's really good for all of those kinds of things. And, you hate to kind of paint anything like it's a one cure-all, but if you are ever stumped and you have something going on, put tea tree oil on it. And like 90% of the time, it's gonna work. Okay, so those are the big 3 oils of the BOGO. BOGO number 1. The craziest thing that dōTERRA is doing is that they're giving us a second BOGO. And this is not one of them. This is my other best friend. The kids line is my best friend. So just FYI, if you haven't seen me talk about the kids line before, you can go back and watch those old videos. The kids line is pre-diluted for children and it is formulated for children. So here's the deal. When we dilute things for adults, so I'm gonna grab a touch oil. When we dilute things for adults, frankincense, our touch line is ages 2 and up usually is okay with this. You want to say anybody under 5 or 6 should handle a touch oil just fine. Anybody under 5, I kind of dilute a little bit more than the touch just because of personal preferences. But dōTERRA says ages 2 and up can use this. But here's the thing. When you start to get into blends, and blends are great when you're going for a targeted response. Individual essential oils will do something really well on their own. When you add 2 essential oils that do things really well on their own, you don't just get the combination of those 2 things, you get a synergistic effect. Essential oils are synergistic because they have so much chemistry, right? That sounds really basic, but I don't want to get into the chemical components and how things bind together and all those different things. So when the chemicals come together, they are boosted. It is synergistic. So blends are really fantastic because they will help shift things both physically and emotionally way faster when you're using them as a blend. Here's the thing. An adult body, and older kids too, like, 8 and up, we respond really well to blends with like a million things in it. So elevation, peace, forgive, those all have like 5, 6, 7, 8 different essential oils in them, and it's great. The chemistry comes together and it's perfect. Now, kids are pure-ish, right? Depending on how old they are and what you've been putting on their skin. But most of the time, kids don't have toxic liver, overwhelmed organs. You know, adults, we tend to accumulate toxins and it makes us less efficient. So we need lots of extra support. We also tend to be lacking in nutrition, dehydrated, chronically stressed, all of those things, tons of cortisol. Lots of children these days also have those issues, but it's still not the cumulative effect of many, 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 many years living in that state. So children need less oils in general all the time. And I'm not talking about dilution, I'm talking about less oils. So all of the kids' oils have about 4 oils max, right? And what that does is it allows the children to assimilate the products better, and it works faster, and it's more efficient, and it won't overwhelm them. And it just is targeted, and so you're less likely to have any sort of skin reaction, and you're more likely to see immediate shifts in that emotional space. So the first oil that I'm going to talk about is Calmer. You buy Calmer, you get Thinker Free. That's what the deal is. If you have been watching my Instagram or Facebook at all, you know that Calmer is our new boo in this house. We use Calmer more than anything. I think we probably have like 8 bottles of Calmer in rotation somewhere. We have them in the diaper bag, next to the bed, in the living room, in both oil boxes, in Jared's carry bag, carry-on bag, I don't know, that he has with him everywhere. We have extra in our closet. I have Calmer everywhere. It is the most magical thing for postpartum anxiousness and for my baby. I have not found anything that works this well for children, and especially for baby. And like teething is such a hard thing, and this works so well. So what is in Calmer? It's lavender, cananga, Buddha wood, and Roman chamomile, right? Do you see a theme? So here's the thing. Cananga is like a ylang ylang, but not. They come from the same family, same exact almost type of tree, just a slightly different variation. And that variation has more of an herbal smell to it. So it's definitely very floral, but it's got like that herbaceousness that I really like. And it just smells like calm, actually, to be completely honest. So one of my favorite things to do is when Juniper is getting ready to go down for a nap, I need to calm down. She needs to calm down. I rub it on my hands, rub it together, and then, oh, she here? I can show everyone exactly what I do. Come here. Yeah, I mean, I use, hey, oh, hello, there's people. Can I show them how we use Calmer on you? Yes. So I rub it on my hand, and then I rub it together, and then I just put it in her hair. Yeah, destroy that. Who needs that anyway? Here, you want to bang that book? Yes. 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 Ah. And so I rub it on her head, and I don't do her feet anymore because she sucks on her feet. I'll do the back of her spine if she's not in a onesie. She's going to smash the book. And so, that's how I use it. And you will see her chill out so quickly. If I know her teeth are bothering her, I'll go around her ears and on her jaw. And listen, there are going to be people super mad at me when I say this. I don't dilute this anymore. Ha. So, Jared's laughing at me. I don't worry about it. I know her. I've been using it since she was born. I know she's not going to react to it. Maybe if she didn't live in a house with 5,000 essential oils, you know, and maybe if she wasn't exposed to them when I was pregnant, I might go slower, but she's fine. And I don't use much, and I don't use it in any way that I'm worried or in anywhere that I'm worried about it being too much for her. So I just put a dab, small dab. Like, you're not talking about rolling this like crazy. I do a small dab around her ears and jaw. Yeah. And then she gets super happy. Do you want your binky? Did you forget you had that? Oh, binky tie. And so that's what we use the Calmer for. I probably use it on myself more than I use it on her Because like I say in my mama baby classes, usually when the baby's reacting, it's because the adult's reacting. She actually doesn't cry. So like very recent, like today she bit down on something and then cried for a second. Everyone in the whole family was like, oh, baby's crying? Why? Baby doesn't cry. Do you? No, you don't cry. Okay, so lavender, kananga, Buddha wood, Roman chamomile really helps to promote that like restful sleep, calm, helps with the teething, helps with inflammation that we all just learned about. So anytime that those gums are going to be red, hot, and inflamed, that's what you're going to want to go to. The kids blends are super cut and dry. Can you hand me that kids kit so I can show them? I'm going to show you guys the whole kit and what it comes like. So I'm telling you, the BOGO, grab the BOGO, but they're both empty. Everybody's been stealing my kids' oils.
This one has two.
Okay. So everybody grabs at the kids. When we were at convention, Cedric was with me. He's like, I want my own kit, and I will have my own kit. So then Thinker is the one that you get for free. Thinker has vetiver. Oh, but this doesn't come with the BOGO. So I'm going to show them that. So you just get the oils. You don't get the fancy caps. So Thinker is the focus blend. Has vetiver, peppermint, clementine, which I wanted to name her, but everyone outvoted me, and rosemary, and it's also pre-diluted. This is really good for when you're feeling overwhelmed, when your mind is racing. Rosemary is so good at helping you calm down. One thing that people don't really use this for, that I'm constantly teaching people with kids, growing pains. You know, when kids are like, their muscles are achy and they're like, they want to move at nighttime and they can't calm down. Vetiver helps with that. So does rosemary. So you want to, Thinker as a name is super great because it's for kids and it helps kids think, oh, okay, I've got to think. But I really like Thinker blend specifically for its holding, grounding energy, right? So anytime that you need everybody awake and sitting still, right? So car rides, road trips, things like that. You want to, oh, she sees all the magazines. What is it with babies and magazines? What is it with babies and magazines? I don't know. And so anytime you need them to kind of sit still and focus and be alert and pay attention, excellent oil. Really good for those like hyperactive moments. Also really good if kids are feeling stressed out, like they have a test coming, they can't stop worrying about it. Also really good for creativity. You guys know I have artists in my house, and Thinker is really good when they're in creation mode and they're like maybe getting tired or tapped out. It's a good oil for that. Okay, and so then anyone who's new to the kids oil, I want to show you how it comes. So if you get a kids kit, oh, I'm missing the stronger. I think you want to go grab one? For sure one next to the bed. I put it on Juniper at night on her spine. So the kids kit comes like this, and it's got this carabiner that you can put on a backpack. None of this comes with the BOGO. You got to get the actual kit for it. And then it comes with this for the actual kids, so they can, oh, this is two of them. They can read like what each oil is about, where to put it. So Rescuer, after running, jumping, and playing, rub Rescuer onto your legs, feet, and or back to soothe your body, right? Let's look up Thinker. These are my favorite. I love anything that empowers children. You have no idea. And you guys probably all know that. I'm a radical unschooler. My kids are super empowered. I'm always asking them, what do you think we should do? So Thinker, focus blend. When it's time to get creative and focus, roll Thinker onto the back of your neck to support your mind and enhance learning. Calmer. When it's bedtime, roll Calmer on the bottoms of your feet and onto your wrists. Climb into bed and take a deep breath to let your mind rest, right? Like cute little cue cards. And then they come with these carabiner lids that I actually learned to put on the bottoms. They stick better on the bottoms. I prefer it, right? And so they come with one of those in every color for each kid's oil. Oh, no, I know. Do you want to play with one? Did I take something away? And then Stronger. So it comes with Rescuer, Stronger, Thinker, Brave, Calmer, and I'm not going to take it away from Junie because she'll be mad, and Steady. So that is the kids' collection. I think this BOGO is an excellent introduction. If you've been like, nah, I don't really need the kids' collection. I got all the oils. What would I need that for? Grab this BOGO. You're going to get them in the mail and be like, oh, snap. Like, I need these. They work super fast and much better for children. I have noticed that I think for all the kids, Calmer works better than Serenity for them. And Stronger works better than On Guard. 100%. I put Stronger, like I said, on her spine every night before bed. And she hasn't had a cold since she was 2 months old? Yeah. 3 months. She got one at 2 months, one at 3 months, and it's been 2 months, and we've been everywhere and doing all the things, even downtown Detroit at an international art museum, right? And when we got into the car, everyone got On Guard, she got Stronger, right? So that's how we use these oils. Magical, magical, magical. This BOGO, when I saw this BOGO, I thought it was a mistake. And so I don't know if anyone that's been around a really long time would tell you it's phenomenal, and all of them are really good everyday oils. So make sure you snatch yours up. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, and I will get to answering them as soon as possible. And look at you doing good, right? Having